leaves it for Bob Murray back of the net. Murray trying to clear it. Brian Sutter held it in. A long shot well wide. Meanwhile, Thomas and Mahar in a huge collision. Had it bounce away. Came loose behind the Hawk net. Troy Murray put it around the boards. Paul Cavallini pinching to hold it in for Ragland. He centered it. Now a scuffle as Troy Murray and Brian Sutter just grab one another. Neither man seemed to be wanting to start throwing him. And
offsetting slashing penalties at 5:02. Troy Murray goes to clear it. He and Sutter get their sticks up at each other in behind Mason, and they joust a bit, drop their gloves, grab on each other's jerseys, but too close for any damage. They both go to their respective penalty boxes.
Now came to Nyland at the line, a long drive up off the glass. Ludzik and Gino Cavallini bump hard. Cavallini right after Ludzik. Gets him in a headlock. Cavallini took a big hit from Ludzik and took exception to it, and now they wrestle down to the ice. Cavallini may have gotten in one right, but it didn't look like there was much punching going on, but it certainly would appear that Cavallini, the aggressor in this altercation. We'll see how referee Hall calls it.
Steve Ludzik with a good hard check on Cavallini. Got the stick and elbow up. Cavallini took exception to it. He gets a minor for instigating and 5 minutes for fighting. The Hawks get their first power play. The penalty's coming at 10:07.
Rolled it back of the net. Pazlowski. Greg Pazlowski to Fedorko along the board. Centered one. They scored! Tipped in by Greg Pazlowski. And the Blues out in front, 1-0. Now came to Wilson in his own end. He shot it to the neutral zone. A steal by Graham away from Benning. Steps over the line. Fakes the shot. Down the drive. Scores! Graham! A great fake to get Millen down and out of the play. Then he popped it into the open net. 1-1 now. For McKegney over the line. Pulled down by Manson. That'll be a penalty. As soon as the Hawks get control, now the whistle sounds. Sutter took a run. Dwayne Sutter took a run at Pazlowski. And the whistle is sounded, and now a little shoving again behind the Hawk net. Thomas digging it out. Thomas with a pass, but Ragland stole that. Here's a lead for Gilmore over the line. Fires. He scores! Doug Gilmore with half a minute to go gives the Blues a 2-1 lead.
Steve Thomas with a unnecessary move. Well, got to keep it deep in the last minute of play. You've got possession, put it in deep. If you haven't got a player, you're not sure. Thomas went the other way, made a blind pass, and it results in a goal. Meanwhile, Ben Wilson's in the penalty box, obviously for unsportsmanlike conduct, or he got the stick up on Gilmore after the goal, and that's an unnecessary penalty. Troy Murray's first attempt, he knocks down Gingras.
And now a fight at center. Here's Roberts all over Sutter. Wayne Sutter and Gordy Roberts, and it looked as if Roberts may have gotten an edge in the battle. And the linesmen are in there. Here's Savard racing ahead, but his pass didn't get through to Thomas, or he would have been in. Now Thomas barrels over Bothwell. Here's Sutter knocking Thomas from behind in a big scramble along the board.
Thomas was irate. He was run over by Ragland on the far side. Then Savard had him behind Bothwell. Bothwell at the last second deflected the pass. And then Thomas took a run at Bothwell. And then Sutter came in. And then all the players came in. And Thomas got the elbow up and really hammered that defenseman Bothwell.
So referee Hall has some decisions to make. Paul Cavallini back for St. Louis. The ex-Washington Capital stands behind the net.
Well, I've never seen this penalty before. This is an interference penalty. Federico sneaks up on Presley, knocks the stick out of his hands as he's forechecking, and Federico gets a penalty for interference. That's something you learn in the schoolyard, in the skating rink, when you're a kid. Just take a swat at the guy's stick from behind. If he doesn't have 40 pounds pressure, out it comes.
Dennis Savard in behind the St. Louis goal. Nobody in the slot for the Hawks. Not much Savvy can do with that situation. Now here's Vive in front shooting. He scores! Out to the line. Here's Nyland, the long drive. Deflected just wide. Manson in after it. Shoots one. Millen the save. Rebounded Millen, able to cover it up before the Hawks could get to it. Now Graham drops the gloves with Benning, but they won't get at each other. Cochran pawing with one of the Blues players.
Well, there's going to be a penalty originally for knocking down Savard in front of the net. He was hooked and pulled down. His helmet came flying off. Then Graham wanted to get at Benning. Then he backed off, realizing there was a penalty called on St. Louis.
And the Blues will get the additional penalty here, it looks like.
For cross-checking and 2 minutes for slashing.
Benning's going to get a cross-checking penalty and a roughing penalty. Graham just gets a roughing penalty. The Hawks get another power play.
His pass missed Savard. And back into the Hawk zone it goes. And Manson took a run at Brian Sutter, almost put him into the Hawks bench. They grab one another there. Sutter takes a swing. Oh, he made a mistake. He got Manson going. Manson got in a couple of right hands on Brian Sutter. And now they grapple right in front of the Chicago bench.
Well, Manson shoved him hard into the sideboards, almost put him in the Hawk bench. Sutter took exception to it. He just took a poke at Manson, might have grazed him, but that upset Manson, and Manson got a couple or three straight rights. And Manson get the decision in that.
You know, Dale, it looked like Manson was just going to grab him and take the let it die there, and there have been several occasions in the early part of this series when Hawk players have squared off with Brian Sutter, and I think showing him a high degree of respect.
Well, he's a tough customer, and he can fight. He certainly doesn't have... Well, he definitely instigated, so the Hawks will get another power play. He was the first to start the fight, took exception, and then Manson, a tough customer, a big, strong, young guy. And Sutter, who's had a lot of problems with that one shoulder. And
Dino Cavallini couldn't get off a shot. Back of the net once again. Oh, Federico fell down of his own accord, but the Hawks will get a penalty. Hall a shot. He scores! Brett Hall, his third goal of the series. 3-2 Blues. Gilmore hanging on along the board. Now walking in front. Here's the drive. Hit somebody in the slot. Gilmore to the near corner. Out to the line and Gingras. Back to Gilmore. Now the drive. Mason stopped it. Rebound to Gilmore again. Cavallini working hard in front of the net. A centering pass, a big scramble, and Mason will get to it and cover it up. Much as Rick Vive does on the Hawk power play, Cavallini paying the price in front of the Chicago goal. Wilson pulled away from a check. Here's a 3-on-2 Hawk rush. Wilson over the line for Larmer, fires. Millen, big save. Blues the other way. 3-on-1. Over the line, Federico. Centered one, a shot. Mason, rebound. Right through the crease, rebound. Mason again. He stopped Paslowski. How did he do that? Hull shoots it in. Manson is back along the board.